Developing news today. In an unprecedented move, the Criminal Justice Commission suspended the Hartford state's attorney. Gail Hardy now faces disciplinary action for failing to rule on 4 deadly police shootings. She is the first state's attorney to be suspended since the commission was formed some 35 years ago. Our chief Capitol reporter Susan Raff is live now with the latest on the suspension and reaction to it. Susan?
Dennis, there's a lot of reaction. In fact, the chairman of the commission says, "We take no pride in what we do, but we are compelled by duty." Gail Hardy has been suspended for what the commission says is an inexcusable delay in resolving 4 deadly police shootings dating back more than 11 years. Gail Hardy, Hartford state's attorney, has been suspended. She was required to file reports on deadly police shootings. 5 still sit without rulings, including 2 for more than a decade. The Criminal Justice Commission says Hardy failed to investigate and submit reports on a timely basis. The police shootings took place between 2008 and 2012. 2 of them were in Hartford, 1 in East Hartford, and another in Manchester.
Her office had a terrible rapport with the community. We never saw her or her staff.
The suspension does not come as a surprise to Alyssa Peterson, a Hartford resident and community activist. Peterson says residents must know what offenders are being taken off their streets and what guns are being taken off city streets as well. The commission says Hardy will be suspended from her position as state's attorney for the Hartford Judicial District without pay for 4 business days. Hardy at one time said she had determined the officers were justified in 4 of the deadly shootings, but state statute requires an official report. Phyllis DeGioia counsels police officers all over the state and says delays cause damage to the officer and all of the families involved.
Is worried. They're worried as a provider. They're worried about the community. They're worried about how the family is going to be affected by the community.
I believe Ms. Hardy needs to graciously retire, get her name out of the headlines, and the chief state's attorney needs to move on as soon as possible with a new appointment in Hartford.
Gail Hardy has served 13 years in her current position. Her suspension starts tomorrow. The commission says if she has agreed to these conditions, they tell us she has. As for her term, that ends in just 8 days. The commission plans to consider her reappointment next week. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.